Zach LaVine had some interesting words to say when he was asked about all the trade rumors that are circulating around his name. It surely sounded like he was open to being traded, in my opinion. We'll dive into those quotes in just a couple of minutes. But first, we got to talk about Christian Wood on today's episode of the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Marshall Green, and I have been thoroughly impressed with the way that Wood has gotten started in this season early on. I feel like he was a guy that really lasted in free agency a little bit too long. But we do know that the talent is there, but there was some baggage that also kind of slowed his market in NBA free agency. We'll go over all his stats and what I think he could grow into as a player for the Lakers. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because whether the Lakers are losing, winning, no matter what, we're going to continue to put out videos as often as we can on this channel. I want to start getting daily Lakers content for you guys, but we need more subs. The bosses say the more subs you have, the more videos you have. So if you want daily videos, hit that subscribe button right now. Wood was a guy that absolutely can get a bucket at any point coming into this season, whether that was with the Rockets or whether that was with the Dallas Mavericks. The guy was a walking 15 and 10. He has a little bit of a different role here with the Lakers, coming off the bench and kind of just being instant offense, which he has been so far in 21.2 minutes for the Lakers. And he's embraced what that role can be for him and with this team. He's never really played on a team in his NBA career when, one, he was a contributor, and two, that team was any good. And both of those things can be true for this situation with Wood. If he is able to live up to his potential and be the type of player that Rob Pelinka thought he could be and that LeBron James can help him become, he can become a key piece in this rotation on a team that's competing to add another banner to the arena. You look at the plus-minus leaders so far for the Lakers this year. Pretty much just means how many points is your team up or down when you are on the court. And for Christian Wood, he is number one in this department, meaning the Lakers are playing their best basketball when Wood is on the floor. The minutes he's played, the Lakers have outscored their opponents by 63 points. No wonder LeBron James is second. Both these guys have had a huge impact on this Lakers team, and LeBron actually looked like the best player on the floor the other day against the Los Angeles Clippers. How is Wood feeling, though, about his role? He seems excited, and he seems like he's ready to continue to be this instant type of offensive player off the bench. And he likes the fact that they are trusting him here. Feels like that hasn't been the case. He said this: "They trust me defensively and offensively to make certain shots, to defend certain guys, and I think I've been doing that." He's been doing a great job of that. And if Christian Wood continues on this type of trajectory, he will be a bargain signing for the Lakers. We may look back 3 months from now and say, Christian Wood signing late in NBA free agency right before, preseason started and training camp got rolling, may be one of the best bang for your buck value signings that happened in the NBA offseason in 2023. And we kind of told you at the time that this may be a steal, and right now it is looking like it, but it's only been a couple of games. Needs to keep it going, needs to stay locked in defensively, because if he does that, he's going to play, because we know the dude can get buckets from all three levels of the court. I want you to get out the red pen, though, and grade Christian Wood's first 5 games of this season. How do you think he's played? A, B, C, D, or F? I want to hear from you in the comment section. We're going to break down those Zach LaVine quotes and potentially about him wanting to get traded. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor of today's show, PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS, and PrizePicks is going to match your initial deposit up to $100. It's the number one way to play daily fantasy because it's the number one daily fantasy app. I am a huge fan of daily fantasy, and I fell even more in love with it when I started to play PrizePicks. 1, because of how easy it is. 2, all the different sports you can play. You can create a lineup with multiple sports on it. And the awesome thing about it is the different stats that they have. They've got all these super fun ones. I'm going with the basics, though, for this Sunday. I think Saquon Barkley is going to get a lot of carries versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think it's going to be a shootout between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. So I'm going with more on both of these stat projections for PrizePicks. All you do, you create a lineup of 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less. The more players you have on your lineup, the higher the payout is going to be. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. And remember to use the promo code CLNS And PrizePicks will give you a free $100 if you put $100 into your account when you sign up. All right, let's break down the story of the day that's really going across the National Basketball Association. And I thought this was one we had to talk about because there has been a lot of times that Zach LaVine has been linked to the Los Angeles Lakers. Shout out to Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. After the Bulls' up and down start to the season, could LaVine be on the move? There's been talk that maybe the Bulls are going to be one of the big-time sellers leading up into the NBA trade deadline. And the quotes that he had were pretty interesting. But LaVine's been, I would say, honestly, not that great to start this season. The efficiency from the floor just really hasn't been there. He's going to get you 20 points any night he plays. Just too talented and too skilled of an offensive player. And I believe that field goal percentage will continue to rise and rise as the season goes on. A lot of these players are just looking to find that groove, find that touch, and just find the feel back through October and early November. I am not scared at all. I have no doubt that LaVine will get back to being close to that 50, 40, 90 guy that he's always been. These quotes, though. He was asked about all the trade rumors and what he's been taking of it. And he said, well, I've been traded before. Trades are just part of the business. And guys get shuffled around every year. I've been in trade talk since I've been here for some reason. I feel like I've held up my end of the bargain in my commitment to the Bulls, but there's not a lot you can do with rumors and people putting your name in trade talks. It was the quote where he said, I've done my end of the bargain. That's a double-edged sword right there. It's saying, yeah, I want to be here, and I've played well enough to live up to my contract, but it also makes it seem like you guys aren't doing enough to want to keep me happy. I'm not sure what to make of this quote, but it doesn't sound like someone that is fully committed to the Chicago Bulls organization. And to be quite frank with you, how can you be fully committed to the Bulls if you are Zach LaVine right now? The Bulls tried. They tried to go out and get Lonzo Ball a couple of years ago, and I honestly love the makeup of that team. But injuries happened, and they've really derailed the career of Lonzo. So now the Bulls are without a point guard, and they don't really have a running mate for Zach LaVine. I think DeRozan's a good player, but he's over the hill. I think Vucevic is a fine player, but he's not someone that I want to max out almost like Chicago has done, and I don't think he'd be a top 3 player on a championship team. So now LaVine is sitting there like, I'm good enough to be a player, a starter, a big 3 guy on a championship team. Maybe that means with the Los Angeles Lakers. Maybe that means another team out there. But what could the Lakers offer? That's what it's always going to come down to. What is going to be the price to pay if you want to have Zach LaVine come and play in L.A.? I think for sure it's going to cost you D'Angelo Russell. I think it's for sure going to cost you Rui Hachimura. They may even want Jared Vanderbilt as well. I'm sure they're going to ask for Austin Reeves. They're going to want everything you got and all the first-round picks you can have and multiple pick swaps. But you can't tell me a starting potential lineup of Austin Reeves, Christian Wood, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Zach LaVine. That would be one of the best offensive units in the NBA. That's 2 guys in Austin Reeves and Zach LaVine that are absolutely snipers from downtown. That's 2 guys in Zach LaVine and LeBron James that can get a bucket whenever they need to. Also, Christian Wood, we know how skilled he is offensively, and we definitely know how special of a defensive player that Anthony Davis is. And when he's locked in on offense, he's a top 5, top 10 guy in the NBA. I think Zach LaVine would be an extremely interesting fit for the Lakers. They could use another guy that can go get a shot and pull up from 30 and get to the cup and get to the foul line, score in the mid-range, get out and run in transition to help get easy buckets for this offense. A big 3 of LeBron, LaVine, and Anthony Davis will be one of the best in the league, and I think that could put the Lakers at the top of the Western Conference to compete and try to get back to the NBA Finals. Would you accept this trade? Let's say you were the GM of the Lakers and you had the opportunity to make this trade. Would you do it? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I want to hear from you all down in the comments section right now. I would accept this trade, no doubt about it. I think the Lakers have really done a great job of surrounding LeBron and Anthony Davis with talent as they start to age, but this would be an all-in move. And I think this is a team, if that's your big 3 and you're able to keep Austin Reeves and Christian Wood and Vanderbilt, maybe one more young player, I truly do think that's a team that can compete and get to the NBA Finals. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in to the Lakers Report. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so we can continue to pump out content for all of the real ones out there. Sub for Lakers Dubs, and we'll see you later.